Clash of Clans podcast, episode 86.
86?
86, this motherfucker out of the bar, bro. Dude, bro.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.
Now we're back with the Clash of Clans with friends, stands over Scotty and Boneyard. I'm my pal Scotty.
Hey.
Hey, Scotty. Here down at the WBSMD radio studios, talking all things Clash of Clans at ClashClansPodcast.com. Scotty, we stopped just a second ago. So where were we? Clan XP, right?
Clan XP. We were talking about Clan XP.
Oh, we were talking about clan levels.
Yeah.
Level 4, level 5.
So, of course, we hit the level 4 this week. We were just talking about, and we got the 6 troop donation.
Let me ask you a question. Did it fuck with you at first?
Yes.
Like when you're trying to donate, you're just doing it in chunks of 5. You just hit the button and you're like, oh, damn it. Yeah. I just put 6 archers in that CC and I can't fit the dragon in there. Somebody, hey, dump all 6 of those already.
Well, also with that is I thought, shit, I'm going to be broke.
I love it. I love it. Because I can fill all of them now. Like, well, not all of them, but I can like, I'm not stuck at 29 or stuck at 26. I can like, I got that extra wizard in there. Done.
Well, and I don't know why it threw off my balloon making, too, because I'd give balloons, and then I'm like, oh, shit, I have to put 2 more in. And part of me is like, well, you can really eat up some time away from raiding, but it's cool. I think overall, as you're getting used to it, and there'll be a time when you go back and you go, do you remember when you could only donate 5 troops?
Yeah, well, and wait till it gets to 8.
Yeah,
that's
because then the things are going up.
Yeah, well, it goes. Well, I don't know what. Here, let me just take a look here. Clan perks. When you guys went to 4, when we went to 4, the donation went up to 6 troops, and you're at extra storage in your war loot. So that's okay. Whatever. We're all trying to get to number 5. We are at 1405 in war loot, and we'll get double war loot. Oh no, we just won. Wait. We're at 1405. No, so we'll get. We got in our last war. We're in prep day now, so we'll end up with 1805 out of 3100. That's a pretty good past halfway when this war is over, and then we're gonna restart.
You will after this war.
We get double
counting on.
Yeah, well, we're at 1405 now.
Okay,
and we're gonna get double XP for this is the last double XP war.
Because it's ending.
Because we got it started before the break. And so we're going to end up with 1805 out of 3100 to get to level 5. And at level 5, donate a troop upgrade. 1 level. Fucking awesome.
That'll be nice.
It's going to be crazy. Like, everybody can donate to everything. I can finally donate max golems.
Yeah.
Because mine aren't upgraded all the way yet. And I don't think I ever will now. Because I don't use them. I like to donate them. Or I will start donating them.
Well, it's nice just because then you can have
every town hall 9
you'd come back from a war or come in to fill the CCs and they'll all be full and that'll be a weird. Well, and they've been doing really good in Elgin.
Everybody can contribute to filling the and so we that was one thing leading up to level 5 is everybody has to have a very specific troop request in their war CCs now. What do you want exactly? Don't just say I want reinforcement. If you haven't changed it once. That sucks. Put wizards, but think about it a little bit. Put a little thought into what you want protecting your base and how your base works. And so as you go higher up, people are doing little different combinations, throwing minions here, Valks here, and loons. Balloons are kind of big now, having up high at least one.
Yeah, 1 balloon. Mm-hmm. Minions have been tearing it up against us. When you can't get into the base or you're using the golem and try to kill the queen and stuff. Sometimes those minions come out and just keep pounding.
Do work, spitting that acid. Bah!
Yeah, it's horrible. So you go in with like a pig dog attack, and then you get trapped by a couple of those minions if they go to the wrong spot. And then they're on the loons and just chasing around, spitting on them.
So once we get to level 5 here, I guess it'll take a couple weeks. At 200 a pop. We war with 35. We tried to go up to 40, and there was too many people, and we lost. And the other team was pretty damn good. They got most of the stars, and we're like, we got to go back to 35, and because it's just more manageable as a whole, and we can, We can rotate people in and out, but people know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 35 is way more manageable too.
So how many people are in your clan overall?
It's pretty full. Right now it's at 48. And there's, a handful of second accounts. So when new people come in, and we just had a little influx of some higher town halls and
so
town hall 10s.
Are you just opting people out? Or are you saying, we're only taking these many into war?
Yeah, it gets down to, because a lot of people are just opted out. It's pretty common. I'm out for the weekend. They're adults with fucking real lives,
right?
And so in and out, and all of our second accounts are always opted out. They only get pulled up just to make it easier, so it shows up on how many people are in. And it's usually between 35 and 40 that are in, and then people have to sit out, and we choose who does it based on the previous war.
Okay,
Yeah,
we've done a little bit of that, but
losing. See, when we lost, and I'm like, we could go down to 30 and still make more than if we lost at 40 or lost at 35. We could go all the way down to 25 and still make more clan XP for the double with the win than you would for the rest of it, because it's twice as much for the win.
Yeah, because you'd have to put a star on half the bases to.
If you have, what is it? If we have 35 people, we have 200 points, and the last one, if you win, is worth 50. And during the double, it was worth 100. And so even if you went in and got a star on every base at 35 or 40 and didn't win, you could get more if you were at 30 and won and got a star on every base.
So you're taking a gamble a little bit.
At 30, you'd win. When you start getting more people, the bigger clans that you're facing are more full up with good people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Smaller clans are likely to have a less. I don't know. We're going up against
organized.
Well, we're going up against level 4 clans, so they're good, or they've been around. They're doing their thing. You know that people who are just making level 5 are pretty damn good. They've been going nonstop and winning. I don't know.
It's kind of like where you all run,
and then we get to level 5, and you just kind of get to take a big break, because what's the next one going to be? A 3100, so it'll go up to like 5,000 clan XP to get to level 6.
Yeah, eventually.
The other thing on clan level 5 is the war bonus extra loot at 15%, which is awesome. Level 5 is fucking killer. 6.
I suppose you make more if you make more money back also from the wars when you win,
right?
With the
so
there's another level to that.
You as a Town Hall 10, I can get stars up high. I'm clearing 1,200, or 1.2 million of each for a bonus. Fuck yeah, that pays for all that shit I handed out the whole time. And then I can start actually, I've been paying for walls. All the gold's been going to the walls for Boneyard, and he's getting there.
Really?
The big ring, the impenetrable base. Speaking of which, I got 2-star by Cooper in that war. I had moved my town hall to the edge and put the queen in the middle. Not to the edge, but to the edge of the middle square. I just arranged it so the queen was right in the center. And he came in from that side, and so I've left it like that. And it's held. It's been doing pretty good. And I didn't move it back, so it's not the old one, it's the new one. But I'm getting the black square, the skull squares all the way around the ring. It's getting close. Well, it's probably more than halfway, 3/4 of the way around full.
I'm over halfway on Legos. Which I do it,
4 of them.
I do it to keep in your corners.
Yeah, in the middle, no, in the inside corners.
Well, I do.
And that's what I'll do is I'll get the outside black, and then I'll do the inside Lego, and not even do because there's the wall pieces that are just out there in the middle that don't connect anything for steering. I'll just leave those crystal. I don't need to upgrade those until I change my base.
Are you making enough elixir farming? I mean, that you could be putting it into the walls because once they hit the level 8, the black walls, you can put elixir into it.
No, because I don't farm a lot, and I do crazy payouts in war and war CCs. Most of my elixir goes to just troops, and
fund the troops.
Yeah, pretty much. My laboratory's been down for a while.
And what do you have left to max? Everything.
Well, let's take a look.
You have max drags.
Well, of course.
Okay, just checking.
For Dark Troops, I have the Golem is 1 level away from being maxed. Everything else is maxed Dark Troops. And I probably won't ever do that unless I ever want to start using Golem. So Dark Elixir is now going towards the King and the Queen. Because I can donate max with a not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But what if you start using that attack?
Then I'll do it.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. You know what? In 2 weeks, I'm going to start doing this troop.
I only have
attack.
2 spells maxed.
You do?
Yeah.
Heal and rage?
Yeah. And
very nice.
my free spell, which I use, is 1 away. So that should be next on the list, but I just don't ever have 8 million fucking elixir. Drags max, healers max, wizards max, bombers max, loons max, barbs max. So goblins, archers, and giants aren't.
Those giants are awesome.
I haven't used them since I was at Town Hall 7, probably. You know, way back when the first time I ever got a minion, I never used another giant ever again. What's the point of that slow ass fucker walking around for a while? Just send in a swarm, and then they got to be the dragons are going with them, and then the balloons, and it was over.
You fell in love.
The hogs came through for a little while.
Yeah, what are you raiding with now? And just minion swarms?
No. I'm keeping the Dark Elixir. When I do raid, it's usually like leftover troops, okay. Leftover.
You're still doing that, huh?
And then marching. I'll do a 1 barrack each of barbs, archers, wall breakers, goblins, and then 2 barracks of minions, and it'll just fill it up in fucking 3 minutes. And I'll go in with that. Use the kings and basically rely on.
Where are you sitting at in trophies?
2,500.
Wow.
I'm still up there. When I did the push, I went up there and I put my Town Hall out and I just stick around. If I ever want to go back up, like I get hit a bunch, I just put the Town Hall inside and put that base back up. And it'd be like, several hours, I got 100. I'm back. I could look around and then put them back outside and just hover right there.
Sorry, so you must be hitting over 50% of the base to keep staying up there.
Yeah.
With the barge, and they're not
I don't. I'm going for the loot. I don't care if I lose trophies, and that's why I put the Town Hall back in if I need to gain a bunch of trophies, like overnight. If I go down and drop a league, excuse me. If I lose some, I'm going in for the loot, and then if I drop down, so I'm making it cheap enough. Of course, the bonus is always in there, so you go for the win and go for the 50%. But sometimes you just go for the loot, and it's a cheap enough army. As long as you're like, I can get some loot with the army and not use spells, but use my king and queen, and send it all in. Because the king with a swarm of barbs does a lot of fucking damage. That you hit that iron fist, and you have 50 barbs behind them, or 30 of them. They go in and wipe out a whole section of the base, and make it cheap enough so I can just take the win or take the loot and get out. And still, if I get the win, even more.
Maybe I should try doing something different for like raiding after this XP or after my queen goes up to 20. Once I start her, it might be kind of fun to drop back down to crystal and practice with some hogs again.
Well, without a queen, that's a whole thing. You're practicing an attack without a key component of any attack. Probably you should just find an army that you can get some loot with and drop down, and just do it without her for a while. And then when she comes back, then you have to relearn how to do a fucking thing with her.
That's a good point. Because if I dropped the way that I used hogs before was relying on her after things had all cleared out, 3 heals, 2 freezes. I guess I'd have the king with the barbs, but I don't know if it would be. I don't know. I don't like having her down because she's a nice last minute get my Dark Elixir troop when I'm farming, but in war that's a completely different thing. You're filling up your war CCs.
Yeah, sorry, I was just looking at that right now. I'm actually in the middle of prep day, and I just have a whole gang of wizards ready. I got to go dump them in all the things where people need wizards.
I've been doing that all day, but when does your war start?
Starts in 4 hours, and we're up against hashtag Team Overkill. Come on. Put a hashtag in the team name. Yeah, they got some hashtags going on. It says, "We attack for loot. Even after the loot is taken, we don't press end. We overkill. Team Overkill." So we got to go with a lot of, this is going to take forever because they're just letting the fucking clock run because they suck. They have 20 wins.
You should do commercials for the...
oh, here's the thing. They're a level 4...
For the clans.
They're a level 4 clan, and they have 20 wins. So it's probably 20 wins in a row because, well, I don't know. When did these wars start?
A year ago.
I mean, the Clan XP.
It's been about 6 weeks, I think.
So 20 wins in 6 weeks.
Right?
Is terrible, right? That's...
Well, it depends on how often you're warring.
Yeah. If you cut that down, if it's 20 wins, well, what, 2 a week? That's 10 weeks?
I think it's been about 6 weeks. I know we're about due for the update, and then that the boost happened.
Man.
So...
I'm not worried about it. These guys are, I don't know. Oh, they're from Christmas Island. That was a nice pick. We're from Moldova. Where are you guys
still
from?
hanging out in Moldova?
Yeah, I think we're number 1 in Moldova actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's why I got picked. Oh, we're number 1 over here.
Do you think it matters?
No, not at all.
You don't think so?
Because if it did, that we need to start trolling the fucking where we're from to find the easy matchups.
Guys, look up countries. Yeah.
Whoa, there's nobody good in the Solomon Islands. All right, we're going there on vacation.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think it affects it at all.
It would be cool that you could move across, like go into leagues. Like enter
different
kind of matchups,
different time zones. Go play in Norway.
Yeah. Well, I wondered if it affected the...
Is there language? Well, you can set the language, right?
Yeah.
So, I wonder if it's different.
Yeah, if you hit a different language, when you type on your keyboard,
it's in a different language?
Yeah.
Oh, that stinks. I'm in American and UK English.
I've never switched it, but somebody was talking about...
Let's find out. All right, let's go to French. Language settings, are you sure?
Well, no, I do something like China or something.
No, I'll never get back.
You won't be able to find the buttons?
Yeah, everything is in French. The builders, the times, the rechercher instead of Klein. It's request Klein. Yeah, so now I got to figure out.
Boneyard speaks a lot of languages.
Oh, right here under parametres and langue. Je devrais fantir, mais oui. I know how to speak gibberish in like every language. Sing chao sure be sure.
I speak 40 languages.
Hey, zeta 40. Diskin einen, duschkin steinen.
I speak Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
In all the
I dredged in when there with my farmy. All right, let's go back to English. There we go. Parametres de langue. Voulez-vous
I suppose it just matters on time. It doesn't matter on whatever language. It would be cool if it was by region, though. Like, you have the North American.
Global's the way it's at. The whole thing's encompassing the whole globe. We're all one globe.
Well, it's fun when everybody's attacking, like, at similar times.
Man, I don't know. I like waking up and being like, oh, let's do some work. Those guys were up over the night. Or
reviewing the replays?
Yeah, because when you go in and your team your opponents are asleep when the war starts and nobody does anything for a while, and you get to go in and put up 30, 40 stars before you go to bed. And then you wake up and you're like, yeah, let me get up to 20-something. But they're like, oh, no. And like, oh, the whole bottom's cleaned out before everybody goes to bed. Town Hall 8s are eager. They want to get in. So they're always there at war start. So we can fill out the bottom half, for after a little while, or most of the way. Yeah, and then wake up, you're like, oh, they're catching up. Let's do some damage. Or the opposite of that, you're like, nobody's up. You get kind of a slow start, And then you wake up and they got 100 points on the board, and you're like, oh
shit.
Yeah, well, they're only up by 30. Like, let's do it. Okay, everybody get going.
Yeah,
and you got to grind it all the way back up. Although we did have a war like that. Actually, that just happened. We had a war where they were offset time-wise, and I'm pretty sure that they thought they were ahead because they were ahead by 21, I think. And so in the last
the math.
In the last 6 hours, we still they had way more attacks done than we. They used more attacks than we had, so we had all this play still, and we came back and fucking nailed it. And it was against an Asian clan, and they had 85 stars, and the guys, they had some top attacks left with attacks built, like you could see in their, they had them in their camps, like they had attacks, and then didn't go. Because nobody did anything over there in the last 2 hours, because they probably thought they'd won and went to bed, and they come back and we beat them 88 to 85. Like we pulled it out at the end.
Night, guys.
All right, yeah, like do it, and came back and took it out. There, level 4 clan. Have you gone up against anybody that's not your same level of clan?
One up.
You did have to.
Yeah, we were.
You guys get the most fucked up matches.
Yeah, I think we did right before we turned 14. We were up against clan level 4. Sorry, we were up against the 4. So we were 3, and it was just right before we went to 4.
Okay.
So if the XP is
well, I can
pretty
see
close.
I can see it here. I can go all the way back to the bottom to the last time or the first time I got XP here on my warlock. And I'm looking up through them, and we've never matched a clan that wasn't the same level as us. All the way up through 4. Huh.
I think it was when we were at the cusp of 3 and 4. That was.
I wonder if it is that clan XP based, because it seems like you could easily be a clan that matches,
right.
With the numbers, but only wars once a week.
Well, and there's only a level speculation.
1. Yeah.
Because. Would a level 1 go against a level 4? Can you hunt people anymore? Can you, a lot of those elite clans?
Think if you got a brand new clan of elite players and they're level 1 and they all have maxed out Town Hall 10s. What do they get matched up with?
Yeah.
Town Hall level whatever 4 or 5s that are same town. So you don't have the same matchup. They're all Town Hall 10s. They're never going to find the same Town Hall 10, level 1 clan.
So you think it would be a 1 against a 4 in that case?
Yeah. And then there's variations and gradations in there. Gradients.
Okay, so the more elite you are, or the higher level players.
I think the matchup is based on,
but the pool and
numbers
out up there. So then
I don't know. It's tricky
to have the exact match. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
totally.
Who else you can battle at level 1?
Yeah, they'd pull from the wider.
Yeah, then you have to wait a while.
Yeah, it's just it's something we haven't seen much.
Well, once people start pulling away, because everybody that is any kind of a clan is already level 3, 4, getting up there, soon to be 5, and then we'll start the clans that are hungry for it and are good will start pulling away from everybody else. But you'll still get matched up with that shitty clan that is, before Clan Wars, it was just some shitty clan that doesn't ever win, and you get to beat them, and they're still only clan level 2, and you're clan level 6, and it'll be crazy because you got all these awesome troops because everybody can donate, So what do you think a clan level 10, when it is done, it would be worth? You could sell it.
You know what? I wrote that down on my list.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I did not see that. I think that is definitely some speculation going on there. The longer you have one, probably the less value it'll be. But right away, the first Town Hall level 10, you could sell that shit for what?
Yeah, what would you...
I don't know. What do you think you could get for it? Highest bidder...
Because you can't...
Couple thousand?
You can't gem it.
That's the thing, and that's why I really like it, is because it's a
merit.
It's you got to put in the work.
I don't know how much it'd be worth. If everybody chipped in a clan, that wanted to get together and form a clan.
Oh, see, I think you would be maybe you could arrange that somehow, but I think you would be more on the lines of some kid or some dude with money to burn, and would just buy it from you to be like, look at my awesome clan, I'm Telly Key, and take the name and run with it. Like, you'd have to start over. Like, should have started another clan with the name, your name here, that's the clan, so you could sell it later and just war. But it is a time thing. You have to.
It's an investment.
Well, you have to. You do the math. You can even warring constantly with immediate matchups, so you never even lose a minute. You're talking about at 50 people is how much? 250 war loot, I think, if you have 50 people, war XP, and I'm at 3,100 plus 14 plus 1,000. What was the first one?
I think it was 300 or 600.
Anyway, you got to come up with 40. You got to come up with 4,200 war XP, right? And by 250, it's 1, 2. I guess the guy got there and got to 20 wars at 2 a week is 10 weeks. So you do 7 weeks to get to level 4.
Years, probably, before you could hit that.
Well, I can't imagine what level 10 is. Was it going to be 25,000 clan XP to get there?
It'll be rare, for sure.
It'd be cool.
Because you'd have to have been around for a long time. And think of those people that are in clans that just people barely show up and
I don't know. You could probably get a lot for it because it would be a rare thing. Yeah, and nobody would want to give it up. But I'm sure there's already farms going on at this moment with the lady sitting there pringling it up, touching every single she's sitting in front of a wall of iPads, just touching and touching and touching and touching and touching.
6 years from now, I will be clan level 10, and I will get. What do you think? 5,000? 10,000?
It's probably, you got to touch the right person, and you could make, 5-10 grand probably. Because think of the people who spend $7,000 on a weekend gemming shit out for wars. That was happening. That was in that, we've talked about it before. That was a Wired article talking to a guy who would spend that just fucking gemming it out, going crazy because he's got nothing better to spend his money on.
Well, there's that. Was it Clash Heads War? Did you hear about that?
Mm-mm.
They were somebody sent in a screenshot of how much they spent, and one side had spent, or was it a video? It was 16,000 on one side, 11,000. How much people spent on that war to get their heroes up, or to
after prep day, putting all kinds of shit on the board.
Still for 50
or before
people.
Prep day, how does that work? Put your expos up on and then cancel them so they're in the war, but you don't have them in the matchup. Just people doing that now,
and just gemming up your heroes. I'm sure because you've got there's these two clans that are it's like an epic matchup, they're like what perfect time to spend.
I got to shore up these walls. I got to do this and that. Yeah, I got to get this gem out. The not just upgrade it, but finish it 2 levels on an expo. That
and maybe they wouldn't be doing the max troop. They wouldn't be maxing out a troop.
They probably would already have that.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to do it in a. But that's a lot for.
That's a lot of money. Give me that money. I'll take that money.
It's crazy.
And I'll just talk about it. It'll be awesome. I'll talk about you on the radio. It's a new thing. You want a shout out? Give me $1. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Boneyard reads your clan description. So what else is going on in? Oh! Here's the one thing I wanted to ask about.
What?
Do you let a rush town hall into your clan?
Not really. Pretty much. I mean, the answer to that is no. It depends on what you mean by rushed. And do I let them in at all?
Yeah, or do you
let them stay?
Yeah, do you let them stay, or could you use them differently in wars?
No, they don't come to war with us. They might come in, and if they can get their shit up quick, now we're kind of low on spots, but if they can pass rule number 1 and they're fans, they can come in and hang out for a while. And, if we need to make spots, they're the first ones to go and come back later. And that happens all the time. People that have come back from Phantom Zone and, people are over in Cadmus and doing up their shit, farming it out in Kent, working on their upgrades and getting stuff levelized.
So when's the point that you say, okay, you can go in?
Well, you got the troops for it and you got the base for it. give you a shot at it. We got some extra Town Hall 10s now. I think we're going to hold off at how many we have because we have a few new ones. Let them get acclimated and do their thing, see how that's going. Then maybe have a couple more come in down the road. But for the double XP, we wanted to cut it down to 35, and we've been keeping it pretty core Zod, just making sure we get the points.
So are you letting new players in to the wars?
Yeah.
And then just opting out. Do you opt out if it's non-performers?
Well, people move around, so pretty much got a core group and then some Town Lines coming in and out, and some people stay, or, they're like, oh, I need to work on this. Thanks for the help. And they go out somewhere else, or, I don't know.
Do you play player one in there?
No.
Never?
He moved out. Well, he moved out to go to L, and then he's just been homeless since I left Global.
Are you going to go back?
We're at 48. I don't need to be in there.
No, I mean, go back to Global.
Probably. I like it. It's funny over there, fucking with those guys.
Well, it sounds like it would.
Well, and you're helping, and then you're pimping the podcast. Hey, check it out. I'm the co-host. Oh, that's cool. What? Check out my base. Okay, I'll move this here, move that there, and this is why. Oh, that's really cool. All right, I'll listen. See ya. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Just hang around.
Yeah.
Do you report back?
What? Yeah. Well, to who? Me?
To line or?
No, I haven't been doing any of that on there. I just been fucking around, and I had my notepad out and had to write down all my stuff that you got in the last episode. What are loons?
Your diary.
Hey, can I have your account? What? No, go fuck you.
They must just do that all the time.
Well, the worst part is you're going down there and you're asking, like, hey, does anybody have any questions? Is anybody starting a war? And then you get in there and you're like, oh, hey, if you're not going to help in a war, get out. I'm like, fuck you, I'm out. And then, okay, let's try this again. Is anybody not in a war that wants to start a war that I can help them with? Or not that I can help them with, that I can be in. Like, who needs another member to start a war? And you just get 1,000 requests. So you got to pick one of them. And sure enough,
and the winner is.
And this guy's got three people in his. Okay, I'll talk to you for a second. And then this guy's there. It's prep day. I'm like, hey, dummy, you got a war. Yeah, good luck. I'm out. Prep day, war day. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, hey, we're starting again in 7 hours. I'm not sticking around for 7 hours. Yeah, good luck in the war. Boop, I'm out. But got into a couple wars with a few people, which was fun. A couple of, 10 level, they had 10 people, all Town Hall 8s and 7s and 6s, shit. Watching them go in with hogs or with giants and some healers and going in there and beating people up, low level guys. All those little kids, little teenager giants, and Barb's the little guys with the little arrows. Hey, and you're like, oh, you might get that level 1 cannon. Get it, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the clan idea?
What clan idea?
The Town Hall 8 clan idea, Town Hall 7.
Yeah, it was brought up to start a clan that's just Town Hall 8s or 7s.
And Heiser is
to war with them and see what happens and think it's fun. Right? He wanted to call it Doomsday 8-7 because of the 8s and 7s, but of course I said you should call it Smallville because it's the small guys, and that's perfect. Perfect name for it, so you probably should tell them that. But yeah, I don't know. We could. That's the thing. I'd go over there and war with them a little bit.
It'd be kind of interesting to do that.
Player one. But we did it in Zod. After that whole Town Hall 8's easy thing, we're like, okay, let's do it. And we put 15 Town Hall 8's in the board, and we won. And we had some Town Hall 9's. I don't think there was a 10. Some Town Hall 9's and some Town Hall 7's. And we got, I don't know, 65 out of no, what would it be? 15, so 45. And we got 41 stars. Town Hall 9's were tough. We couldn't get them at the top.
It'd be kind of a cool place to spend some time warring, like with a second account, because you'd probably get matched up against pretty good people, like that are all TH8s. If you're all TH8s, then it would be just
it's a crapshoot because you got a bunch of Town Hall 8s. I think it's 10 people from Global. 15 was a good number because we thought 10 and it would just be ridiculous. But 15
and all Town Hall
8s and 7s, and you're going to get a bunch. You're going to get like a Town Hall 10 and a couple Town Hall 9s, some Town Hall 8s, and then some Town Hall 7s and 6s at the bottom, like a regular group of people would be in a regular clan. So you're never going to get 10 Town Hall 8s up against you.
So would you put, you'd only take like 15 of the Town Hall 8s to war?
We did a war where we took 15 Town Hall 8s to war, and that's it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the new clan.
No, that's what we did. We already did this in Zod. We took 15 Town Hall 8s, put them in a war,
and that was
and we beat them, and Town Hall 8s clearing all the Town Hall 8s. That happened, and Town Hall 9s. I think we left 4 points on the board. I don't know, and fucking crushed it. So yeah, let's go do it. I don't know. That'll be fun.
Be cool to see what the matchups get, and it's probably a good a time as any to start it with Clan XP starting.
Yeah.
It's still beginning stages.
Well, Smallville can be used for a lot of different things. If we name it that, it'll be key.
It'd be fun to have completely maxed Town Hall 8.
I totally thought that after you said that L Jr. was a thing, and so it's a clan for people who are it's kid friendly. It's a PG-13 clan.
House of L Jr.
House of L Jr. And immediately I was like, somebody said it, and I was like, oh, it should be called Smallville. Somebody else had said it first, but Smallville, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That is so good for the younger crowd, right? I actually, Kaz, I messaged him. I'm like, hey, dude, I know that you've already started, and I don't know if he was level 1 because this was right away. I don't know if he was level 1 yet. We had just got there. I was like, listen, I will bring people over to make up for the lost XP, And then I looked, and he's already had 45 people in the clans. I'm like, oh, never mind. Like you're already established. It's not. I thought he was like still with only 10 people down there, and he was still working on it. But fully established clan already. All right, but never mind. But now we get to use Smallville for our Town Hall 8, Town Hall 7 clans.
Well, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, and Kaz did some work, I guess, getting people joining, and maybe it was partly. I had people ask about whether, not it was kid-friendly or swearing or whatever, and I checked in with him about it. So if you want a kid-friendly place...
you got a kid, put him in there.
Yeah. So...
and if you
let's hope things are...
and if you see a base that says, suck me, bitch, you report that shit, and then they don't get to attack. Excellent. So,
how many people did you have right? 25?
In a what?
In the... when you sent in the email.
How many people did we have in that war?
No, how many people did you have right in?
Oh, I don't know, a handful of people. They're like, oh, how do we do that? And some people did it. I don't know. Several people said they did it, and I'm like, everybody, report these fuckers. And then once I posted what I had written, that funny ass thing, then they stopped because that was like, oh, that's good. That's going to say it if anything says it. And they
wonder how many complaints it takes,
or who. Because there's, different people, and I think a lot of it is, and that was last episode, right? There was 2 bases. One of them said, suck me, bitch. And the other one said, fuck you. And we reported them, and those bases were still up on war day, and that was hilarious. And then they didn't attack at all by war end, and that was even funnier. And I wrote in and reported them, and I was kind of, because somebody else had reported, and they weren't doing anything about it. And so I worded quite a funny thing and sent it in there.
It was pretty good, for sure.
And took some puerile and juvenile behaviors.
Let's not get him riled up.
But you gotta report him and then do that. So
Smallville will
be a thing. That could be a thing. If you guys want to set it up, I'll bring player 1 over and fuck around over there and show you guys how it's done with dragons. Totally.
Whip
some people into shape.
It would be cool to go up against
it's definitely a place for second accounts. I mean, there's got to be a place for that. They all get stuck all over the place. People like to war with them, but player 1, I don't know what to do with them.
Are you going to take him to 9?
Not for a long time.
Are you going to max out?
Yeah, a lot. He's way better off than I was then. I think I skipped 8 to get to 9, so I could get the queen and the other drill. And all that shit. So it's going to be a thing where I stay there forever.
Till you max your... I'd stay till I max my king, I think.
Well...
Because I think you can only get to level 10. And so I think I would... If I hit level 10 and I couldn't keep pumping it into my heroes, I would have to... Or my 1 hero, I would have to go up.
Yep, that makes sense. If you can't upgrade your king anymore, you got to spend the Dark Elixir somewhere. Although I don't have any Dark Elixir troops, I could probably do that. I could probably get him to 10 and then sink all my Dark Elixir into Dark Troops and start that whole ladder. Because minions...
That's a long time.
Minions level 1. That's all I got.
Well, you have to upgrade your barracks. But...
No, that's regular Elixir.
But the King and the Queen, it's almost like I would hang back on all of those research things for a long time, because as long as my King or my Queen's still upgrading, it would be...
But then I'm at Tunnel 9 with a Queen. Tunnel 8 with my King.
But you can't really get that time back, because it's...
Oh, yeah, I'm losing time on not having a third drill. And not having the 2 I have maxed.
Yeah.
You know, they're at one level under.
It's nice having the 2. I mean, I haven't really played him, or my second account, much. Before the update where they gave a drill.
Mm-hmm. I've been gemming them out. Actually, I spent about half of Player One's gems while I was on Walkabout, boosting pumps and mines the whole time, and made a couple of fucking wake ups. Like, oh my god, I forgot all about that shit. Luckily, I got a shield, because down I was outside, but so was everything else, just pumping away.
Well, what are you upgrading now?
In Player One,
yeah.
Wizards towers are all going to be solid purple soon. They're all going. I think they're all going. Well, no, one of them's done. 2 of them are still going. And then I think I'm going to have to go to the air defense. No, that's got to be maxed out. I think that's what I did first. Air defense is maxed out. I think I'm going to, wizard towers, and then I got to do like archers or the cannons. Probably the archers.
Well, what do you think I should do with Xaeus? Because now, so I started playing him. There's a lot of work to do. I got the CC almost done. Or I finally got that upgraded.
Oh, man, is he behind, huh?
Yeah, he's really behind.
That
Pumps
sucks.
and mines, I'm just going to put 1-on-1 constantly till they're done.
You don't have your pumps and mines done?
No.
What the hell? How long ago did you quit playing? What?
Well, I must have played for...
How did you get to Town Hall 8 without maxed out pumps and mines, dude?
Because I was just taking so much. And I think at that point, it was like, keep the storages low and people won't hit you. Because I was like, well, it doesn't really matter.
I guess. I don't know. But you get the storages high, and then they're worth more hit points. That was like, that's a day one thing. Max your storages and your pumps and mines out. Day one. Boom. God said there was light. And when we max out your pumps and storages.
When we started the minis, it was... We had talked about it, the pumps and mines, not being such a big thing.
That never happened.
Okay, so
it is a thing, and you need to max that shit out.
Let's say it's done then.
Okay.
Where would you go, like, for defense?
You go the right route. I guess you go splash damage. You do wizard towers and mortars, and your Town Hall 8 air defense. Probably one of the first things you should do is air defense. And then...
That's what I mean. I'm such a fresh 8 that...
Air defense. Don't make the easy dragon happen. I mean, make it hard. You need to defend against a dragon attack. As an easy Town Hall 8, the dragon attack. So make somebody come down with hogs and do it right to take you out.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then have the double big bomb set up for, hoping that it takes 2 hog runs. But defend against the dragon. Put your storages in front of the air defenses and spread them out a little bit.
But I stopped into
Tesla's in the middle.
I suppose I'm not like going backwards. I mean the with the clan castle done, but like when it starts to come to defense, that's where I'm thinking in wars I'm going to get hit with drags or hogs.
Yep.
But what would be the best for the hogs? Because it's like either I have to go anti-air or I have to kind of go anti-hog.
It's the trapping for the hogs. The king in the middle. So he walks around with the hogs. Yeah, and then ground skellies. Because the skellies, the skelly traps, if they're air, they're going to go up and they're going to fight the dragons, and the dragons just turn and burn them all in one shot because they're fucking splash damage dragons, and they pop all those balloons. So they're not really worth that much in air. They are good against balloons a lot, but you're trading it off. If you've got hogs coming in, balloons you can take care of with air defenses. You can do that anyway. If you got hogs coming in, you have the scalies running around behind them, chopping at their heels are such a pain in the ass. And so if you got those things kind of in the middle, so that they don't get set until the hogs start coming in and fucking around, they'll chase them around all the way to the end, and then that's a real good one. And then you have the double big bombs. You have to have set it up so you have the double big bombs. You can have a good drag base, anti-drag base, and it looks like an anti-hog base. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can see multiple spots where a double big bomb could be. So that scares you coming in with hogs. So somebody has to go in and find, you have to go in and send a hog into the middle to test those spots to blow off. And if you're doing that all in the first attack, it's going to be real hard because you're going to waste a lot of shit. So you got to find out where it is first, and then go at somebody else says, "Oh, I know where those are. This is how I deal with it." And if you keep the double big bombs towards the center, so they're hard to get at, but the hogs will pass through them for sure. Then you're pretty good. And so it's all about traps with the hogs, I think.
Yeah, and I haven't really had to practice with an anti-hog base before. Because Exace was so low. And I didn't play them much.
And you don't have them. You just make sure you don't put everything, real centered, and spread it out, which you're going to do for the dragons anyway, and do it for the hogs.
I'm so excited to see what happens this war
with your ridiculous base.
Yeah,
so stupid it might work.
Yeah, so stupid it might work.
Maybe somebody gets to come up, go up 3 spots.
I thought that last time too. I was like, well, this base, because it was a little bit similar. I thought this is going to work. I think this is going to work. So we'll see. But those dragons, I put a dragon in the CC this time.
In
the defensive one
for Zace.
Yeah. So with the big spread out base, the clan castle's dead center. They're going to have to come in a ways to get to the CC unless you send hogs. But it's still pretty deep. And
really, for Town Hall 8, you're trying to hold to the suck on attacks. At least one, maybe two. If you can get a star, just one starred, you get 50%. That's a fucking win. Because somebody else is going to come in and probably get 2 before they get 3. But anytime any fail is a super win. Anytime you got Town Hall 8 is going to get 3 stars. It depends on how many they have to drop to do it. Defend against drags. As a weak Town Hall 8, you're going to get dragged, especially with the way, I don't know.
See, that's why I'm wondering if that'll work. I think the drag in the CC will help because it's a lot of hit points and splash damage.
It moves slow, so it's not going to get out to the end and get beat up.
Yeah. It would take a lot to lure it without the walls. With the walls all the way out.
If you send something, yeah, that's true.
And it would be hard to... maybe hogs you could path in. That is true.
That's one of the Impenetrable Base's best assets is that the CC troops never go outside the wall. They never go. They always stay in the middle because you got to come to the middle to get to them. You can drop a guy out on the outside like an archer out there, and they'll start walking over there, and that's how you get them. Is that you get them to walk all the way over to all the way across. Just eats up so much time. And to get to them, you have to go past a full ring of defenses, so hogs and shit won't set it off. I don't know, it's a whole thing.
Would you put cannons on the outside then? So if they have to come to the wall to get in, would you put the cannons more out?
Yeah, that should it pretty much covers everything. I actually don't think it covers the corners. I let people sit, try and get in there, because then once they walk into those corners, then they're fucked. I try to, the way I have those middle walls that aren't connected to anything, they're just long pieces. It funnels everything into the corners, so they come in from the corners. Because if you try to come in across the main wall, at least on foot, you're just going to get beat the fuck up while you walk around that thing on both sides. And all the traps and all the spring traps and the double bombs are right around the edges of those things. So once you walk around, it just kills whatever's there. And then once you get there, it's overlapped with the expos and the infernos. And you're still trying to, there's still things next. You go in and it keeps them, it turns them away. It makes them go around the ring twice. Once you get towards the middle, then they take turns to go, I got to go over there. Golems, you can get in with a jump eventually, but you got to get all the way to it. I don't know. It's a whole thing.
But are you talking about TH10?
I'm talking about my base.
Okay.
Yeah. Boneyard.
I was just thinking about how that would be
the big ring, because you're talking about your silly little ring that's all still purple crystal.
No, I don't have a ring on mine anymore.
On Zace.
I don't have the ring on there.
What? I thought you were going to do that with your base, the one that you made.
Oh, you mean the outer ring?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the center ring.
No, the big ring.
Okay, because I don't know. I look at the difference between the base, and I'm wondering, I can't really do something like that for Xace. Because
what I have?
Yeah.
You can put a center ring in. You don't have much to put in it as far as defenses. You know, the two Infernos set on multi and 3 Expos in the center with the King and Queen in there is a pretty good fucking deterrent once you get to the center.
Yeah.
Some balloons, some balloon traps in there. Maybe a scaly trap you can bust out. That's how I got my center set up. No, there's no scaly traps in there. They're outside to fuck with people.
Yeah, because we're missing a bunch of walls.
I put my scaly traps on ground on the edges of player 1 so that when I get dragged, because player 1 is kind of the ring on the outside with defenses in the middle, to come in and get it, I want people to not be able to go straight in. And I've run into this before when you're going against a Town Hall 8 and you're doing your drags. They go in, and then you set your king to maybe steer the drags are going this way. I'll destroy that, so they turn in, But then, boom, you set off one of those skelly traps, and those skellies run over to the king. All the drags turn and go after those fucking skelly traps because they're troops on the ground, and they go after those first. And it'll draw your dragons right across the center of the thing, all the way over to where the king is on the other side of the board. It just fucks up an attack. So I put mine out on towards the outer ring, trying to pick up those. It looks like everybody comes in from the top on player 1, or maybe the bottom. So I put the traps on the sides so that hopefully that's where they drop their kings or any ground troops, and so the skellies will draw the dragons. I haven't seen it work yet because it just I haven't got attacked that way yet.
Okay, so
skelly traps, put them on the ground. That's my opinion.
But you haven't been able to see how it works?
No, it hasn't. I haven't had I haven't got a drag attacked yet.
Where would you put them on mine? Like on Xace? Would you put them on the outer? Because if you're looking at the base with the
it's different. Things, it's different for that thing. I guess I would probably put them towards the middle, like halfway between the center line and the outer wall, in like a ring, so they don't overlap each other, but they get close. You know what I mean? Near the center. Because once things get to the center, that's when everything's weak, and those guys get to pop out and distract and chop away at some little stuff.
Well, with the Town Hall off center, would you put it more to the other side of the board?
I'd probably put it because they're going to come in on the side that your Town Hall is.
That's what's
going to happen.
Yeah,
that's a definite.
That's what I'm hoping for.
And you put them over there, one right in front of it to distract something. What do we got to trap with?
It's there, but it's...
You got all your Teslas over there?
No, I barely have it trapped. I mean, it's close to the archer stuff.
So you're just trying to ward off a 2 or ward off a 3. You're just hoping they don't get 100% because they're getting that Town Hall, and then they're just going to walk across the board, and hopefully they get trapped in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, that's kind of the thinking.
Because it's going to get 50%ed. It's just too much shit on the outside. That's the kind of base you see when we run up. Oh, look at that base! I hope he keeps that base. Because I hope that's not just fucking with me, because that's going to be fun to hit.
Well, then how would you change it?
What do you mean? How would I change it?
I mean,
put a proper base up.
But no, I'm kind of hoping that somebody thinks it's like an easy base,
right?
And because the things are grouped weird, kind of like Taco's base, I've seen it happen on those troll bases. People leave out, and you go in and there's the 3 air defense are all together. Well, and people have trouble.
The base that I left up in L when I left there when I got into that war. Well, traps over there, Tesla's right there. Yeah,
and then you go in and see somebody fail on it.
Well,
you know what I mean?
If they do, nobody just hits that shit willy nilly. It's in Zod, every attack is thought out, if not talked out. But you're not going to just go, I can do this with my normal army. You're going to go, okay, that's right there.
But you've seen it happen. Is my point.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It depends. It depends on who you get matched up with, and which is the dumbest guy on their team, and think you can go for it, right?
It would be kind of cool to do a troll base that's completely a troll base, not where you do a design, you write something and it just kicks ass.
I've done that. Kneel before Zod has gotten attacked. The base I have that says Kneel before Zod, everything's around the outside, and I have like all the defenses at the top, and everything else is at the bottom. And people go in and get everything at the bottom, but in the middle of the O is the town hall, and it's fully trapped. Every trap I have is in the O, and then all the Teslas are in there, and they're all maxed out. So people go, I'm going to get this, and as soon as they go in for the first gold and elixir storages, which are right under the O, that shit starts up, and they're like, I can drop in here, because there's a hole right in front of the town hall that you can drop stuff. And then boom, boom, fucking Teslas come off, and they're like, oh, crap. So they got to dump their whole army in the O just to take the town hall. And then they try to go up the sides. And they get everything. And then they go for the top, and then everything's destroyed. And I've seen a couple people do it. It's me leaving that town hall out like an idiot. I'm working on it. I'm leaving it out. And not that I have a ton of shit at the time, but people come in to take everything. And like, damn it, I should have switched that. But people come in like, I'm taking all of this, and come in from the top. And fail, like dump a full thing. They got like their archers at the bottom doing the work, and then they come in with their full army at the top and can't do it because everything is just clumped, and the overlap is ridiculous.
Do you think that would work with Exace? Because I had thought about that too. It's like
just put all of the
put
all your defenses in one giant clump right in the middle.
Yeah, I thought about that. But I thought, man, if the hogs got in there, you might be able to use the multiple heals. If it was just a tight cluster. But if you had a sucker hole.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of the base.
Put them all right on the edge, like the corner of the put all your defenses up in one corner. Ring it with like a double wall or something. And so.
No, put the hole right in dead center.
Huh. Well, you're talking about sucker hole. I was thinking just move everything into one corner and have it all jammed up in one corner. See if somebody could come in and take it. Because there's not a lot of places to drop on one side, and the other side, you can kind of work on how they could attack it.
Well, I think with Exace,
mortars would be almost useless.
I think with Exace, it's such a weak base that I know I'm going to get smashed. So I could try to do some really interesting things and probably do better than if I didn't.
Well, go for it. Put a crazy base out there and see what happens.
Because if I put a standard
I really wanted to put the Tesla's traps base on something. I might have to do that in global.
Do what?
The Teslas are this way, traps are this way base. Zod,
Yeah.
I might have to do that in global, actually. I'll get back to the fans in the stands on me going back to global and trolling some new kid. Hey, I got a level 1. Want to come to war with us? Sure. But I'll put that up, and then I'll stay in the clan and see what they say.
Sabotage like a global clan?
Yeah, just some
Saturday night at the Boneyards.
Some grade school kids from Australia. I could probably find those.
But then you
go
wouldn't
back and do it to somebody.
Opt into another war.
What's that?
Then you wouldn't be able to opt into another war.
Oh, well, 24 hours.
I don't know. I wondered just about like a sucker hole with all the archers, the wizard towers, the mortars, like all in a ring around it.
You know how that's beaten though. You put the rage and then double heal and then all those wizards. Remember what's his face was doing that? Just a huge explosion right in the middle. All this fucking crazy shit's going on, and you can't really tell. You're just dumping all your stuff in that hole with 2 fingers, and then.
But this is a TH8, so would it?
Yeah, no, it would be way easier to do that to a TH8. It's not a sucker hole like a Town Hall 10 sucker hole. Where you're like, well, this is gonna fuck me. It's just like, I'll just go and rage through that. Look at all these balloons. I put whatever you put down first, you put the tank down.
But how many attacks do you think it'd eat right away? That's what I mean. Is like I know people could beat it. I think the base is.
How many attacks would a sucker hole take at Town Hall 8?
Yeah,
2 or 3 probably. People will get way over it. You should probably do that. See how that works. Yeah, set that up. Do the Town Hall 8 sucker hole because. Town Hall 8s will go after it thinking they can, it's a sucker hole, but I can do it with all these rages, and it won't work out until they figure out how to do it, and come at it from another way. I don't know.
Would you put walls?
Yeah.
Yeah, put the walls in. Then where would you put the TH and the CC? Do you want
next to each other on one side?
What if it was in the middle on both? Like it was equidistant. So you've got the sucker hole. No, you've got the TH on the one side.
I put the sucker hole not center of your map. I put it off center in one direction so that the CC and the town hall are next to each other, closer to center. You know what I mean? Put it right next to it and then move it all over one so that you can have something going on in front of that town hall. Still set up some kind of defense over there.
What if you did a fake one?
Fake one what?
The sucker hole. Just looks like
it's just empty?
Yeah, it just looks like a square that somebody forgot to put a space in. Like booby trap it that way?
No, I don't think you could. I mean, you're talking about making a big sucker hole versus just a one square sucker hole?
Well, one of my thoughts was a bigger hole. One of my thoughts was a bigger hole. The other one was like off to the side where it just looks like you forgot a square.
Like somewhere in your outer ring, there should be a thing there.
Yeah, and
actually,
forgot it.
You could put it next to it, like outside the ring. Put a cannon outside the ring, and then a hole where that cannon should be. So people are like, "Oh, look, you left this cannon out. I'm going in there," and then boom, there's a Tesla. I like that. That's actually pretty good. Well, oh shit, I'm getting fucking burned here, and then you got all your like 4 secret Teslas there because there's a sucker hole. Maybe there's an Archer Tower and a Wizard Tower next to it.
Well, I only have 3 Teslas.
All 3 Teslas. Well, put one in there and put the other 2 in compartments next to it. Flop, flop. And then it goes crazy and like, oh no, that's no good.
You'd put it right in the dead center of the sucker hole?
So it came up where they were trying to drop because it's way harder to drop. Can't drop a CC there because there's an Archer Tower there.
So they can only drop the troops.
No.
Ooh.
Single spot sucker hole with a fake double. It's like the double reverse sucker hole. Oh, this is a fake sucker hole. No, that's real.
So you'd put
no, it's not. Shit.
I'm gonna have you show me where you'd put it. But would you put it on the opposite side as the TH, or make it look really good?
Put it near the TH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you were really gonna disguise it.
You could have like an extra piece of wall, or usually that looks like there's a trap there, but
no, because I've dotted those outer parts with the walls just to fill it out.
Sure.
Would you put it out there on the edge, or would you put it? And where would that be in relation to the town hall?
What I was talking about was like a regular town hall with compartments, but bigger compartments, traps, like maybe my player 1, where it's just a regular base, and then that 3x3 spot where a cannon should be because it's pretty symmetrical. Well, there should be a cannon there, but the cannon is just outside the wall, like in a weird spot. So it's like, oh, that's not. Look at the guy moved it, and he shouldn't be there. And so you can come in and maybe take that cannon out. But then there's a sucker hole that's like maybe like just about halfway to the middle, but so it's you're like, oh, I can get part of the way in. I only got to go through 2 walls now. But then have it overlapping crazy, and all the Teslas are there as well, overlapping that hole, and it would throw people off completely. At least once. I mean, once. It'll work once, and people might go again, thinking they figured it out, and then it would. Yeah, then they get 2 because they got to the sucker hole.
But I have no
Teslas popped up.
I have no interior walls.
On your base, you wanted. I don't know. Put it. Yeah, you'd want to You don't want to trap the sucker hole, but it's so big that people could just leave it alone and go somewhere else. If you put a sucker hole in your base, in that base where it's all spread out and there's no interior walls, like compartments, and you put a sucker hole just about anywhere, that's going to eat up one attack. I bet somebody's the straight across guy or somebody lower is going to go in there thinking, "Oh, I got this," and fucking poop it out.
What if you
might even still get 2 stars?
What if you put the CC right next to the sucker hole?
That would be dumb because then they could pop it and pull it all the way to a corner because you don't have defenses overlapping all the way around the outer edge of that outer ring, do you? No. So all they got to do is put one barb, a couple of whatever you put down, a giant, so the whole CC runs out, and then you put one archer in the corner shooting at it, and they all will run over there, and then you can take care of them out in the corner.
But if you
don't put it within reach of the CC.
But if you created that sucker hole like you said, and it was hard to drop those troops, and you can't drop a clan castle,
right?
What if it was? What if there was something in the CC right next to it that was gonna smash a bunch of stuff?
No, because it'll come out and you'll stop dropping there. They
could just put a loon; it'd be dead.
Right. Well, yeah, or something like that. So or a dragon will pop out and start burning everything that you put there, right? No. I would say you put the sucker hole away from the CC range so that they have to put a ton of shit into that sucker hole to kill the things around it, whatever you trapped it with, and then move into the middle. So they are fucking ready to go. They fully committed to the battle with that army in the sucker hole, and they're coming over. And then your CC troops can come out and pop them. Don't make it easy for make it plenty of army out there for you guys to come in and kill it. And you got a dragon in there, right? Yeah. Don't let that dragon come out until there's groups of bad guys on the field, so that you can burn them all to death.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what if the drag popped up on that spot?
I would ignore it then. I'd be like, fuck, I got to pull this drag out to the other side and kill it over there with some wizards or whatever your plan was for it. But if it would take a lot of time. If you saw a sucker hole next to a CC, you'd be like, okay, my plan is to see what's in the CC and be ready for it. Could be anything, and it's only 20 spots, so it's either a dragon or some mix of wizards and archers, possibly a witch or a Valk. But there's only going to be, if it's a witch, there's only going to be 2 other guys. So there's not much that you have to kill.
If that came out, if a dragon came out, though,
you'd be ready for it.
But the first time you wouldn't.
You might be.
What would you send in at a giant or at a drag that's like right on top of the? I know you draw it across, but
yeah,
what army? If you,
well, you would. I don't know. What are you going to put in? You're going to put in balloons, probably.
You probably have to drop a drag.
I would go all balloons. I would go sucker hole with just a ton of balloons. But first, you'd have to see what's in the CC, and you're just giving it to me by having it right next to the sucker hole. Well, I get to find out what's in that CC by dropping probably 2 giants. And they'll all pop. They'll all run out before the giants are dead.
Yep, I see.
And then I could be like, I'm going to bring them over there. If a dragon popped out,
yeah, okay,
right?
That
bring it over there.
Sense.
And then you go back to the sucker hole because now you know what the traps are and what's overlapping, and you fucking drop a rage and heal and dump balloons into that sucker hole. Dump all your balloons right in there, and it'll spread out real fast and get whatever's around there, and then move on, and you can rage them as they go. And you can keep dropping stuff in that sucker hole. As soon as everything around the hole is dead, you can just keep, instead of having to drop it from the edge.
I was just thinking somebody's going to drop their finger a few times, like right in that hole. But yeah, you'd test for it.
You would be ready to take for the CC. If it was next to it, that would be a plan. No matter what's in there, you would be able to find out and get it out of there. So don't have the CC next to that hole. Put it away so they have to get fully into the base and committed, and then you got your dragon coming out and burning them.
And not be able to lure from the other side first. Yeah.
Keep the CC inside. You could always probably run a hog in and find out because that the net is cast pretty wide when you don't have any compartments inside. Well, find out. Put it out there.
And then would you put? Well, the one thing is the town hall.
Put that over by the CC, farther away from the sucker hole. Like somebody has to go through all your defenses to get to the town hall if they come in through the hole. If they come in through the outer wall, you've got defenses that are over near your town hall and your clan castle troops to help that side of the battle.
But what if the sucker hole's off to the side? I trap it with 3 Teslas. It looks like I made a mistake. The Teslas pop up.
It's got to be. You got to have something overlapping it as well. Archer tower probably because they got a pretty good distance. Maybe a cannon, and you'd want to maybe do cannon, archer tower, wizard all overlap it, or just barely. Maybe on the wizard tower, keep that a little farther away because those things have pretty good overlap. But it still looks like a mistake. And then they'll go in there thinking that they can get at that stuff, and Tesla power.
I'm thinking, what if they sent in drags or they could test for it?
You've got a fully open base, right? When there's no compartments in there. Make a compartment with the sucker hole in it.
Yeah.
Just not just an empty spot where you can drop stuff, but an actual 3x3 walled compartment with a sucker hole right in the middle. That you have a Tesla in there. People think that you put a wall around a Tesla and didn't realize that it didn't show up. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, look at that! I know there's a Tesla in there. I don't know that. Then people will just figure that out right away.
So put it in an obvious spot where you would put a Tesla.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That'd be fun. I want to see it in action now. I want to find out what happens.
We should wrap up. So, okay, so I'm gonna do a sucker hole with just the.
How many times have we said sucker hole?
A lot of. That's probably the title of the episode.
We'll call it SH now.
Put it off, like if it's in the center of the base where.
Let's call it a glory hole, because if you go for it, it's glorious. No, all right.
But that would just keep out a lot of. That would force them into air.
Yeah, you're gonna be up against balloons finally, unless somebody figures out to do that first.
I was thinking back end me there, the glory hole.
Back end your glory hole with air.
Yeah, because if
in
you
the back end at the glory hole, that's tough. That is tough.
Well, no, you could have the drags coming across the way you'd come, and then drop the back end balloons or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
for that extra.
It's you just come up. We just came up with the plan and then solved it how to beat the plan. Like, I'm going to do this to my base. This is how we'll beat it. And so try it and see if other people can figure that out.
It'd be just fun.
That'll be funny to see.
Well, let's wrap up. Huh?
Should we wrap it up? All right. Well, thanks to fans and stands for sticking through us the second hour. Kind of slowed down from the first, but you can always contact us here at clashclanspodcast.com at the at WBSMT Radio Studio 42427 Clash.
And if you are going to be shopping Amazon,
one extra click will do it. Just stop by the website first at clashclanspodcast.com. Then click on the Amazon button that's on our website, and then just go back to Amazon. That just takes you right back.
Yeah. If you do
that and you make a purchase, we get a little percentage to help run the podcast, and that's fantastic. And it ain't coming out of your end; it's coming out of Amazon. So make it pay.
That's right.
Everybody shops on Amazon. You know what I'm looking for is a fan in the stand that does like bulk orders at work through Amazon. You know, like, we order like 5,000 stuff a day. Yes, do that.
Yeah, that would be a nice one too.
Yeah. What about the bookstore?
Oh, what's that? My Picks?
No. Well, that's on their website too. Check that out. I'll talk to you about it off the radio. Actually, a little bit of money marketing management here at WBSNT Radio Studios. All right, fans of the stands, we're biggity out. Keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.